Festivus is a great holiday, unless you're George Costanza, and there are some misconceptions about its origin. Unless you're a hardcore Seinfeldian like I am, you might think that this holiday was something that originated from Season 9, Episode 10, The Strike, but that's not the case. It sprung from the mind of Daniel O'Keefe Sr. The idea of Festivus originally came to Seinfeld writer Dan O'Keefe from a tradition started by his father, Daniel O'Keefe Sr. O'Keefe Sr. originally invented Festivus as a way to have a holiday that was secular, not burdened by the religious and commercialism of the holiday season.
Is that the Paul?
George, Festivus is your heritage.
Once the other members of the writing staff became aware of this rather peculiar yet fascinating tradition, they pressured O'Keefe to write about it in an episode, and he was initially resistant until Jerry Seinfeld himself found out about it, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Dear son, happy Festivus? What is Festivus?
The perpetually neurotic George Costanza was saddled with the burden of Festivus being part of his childhood, which was already tough enough with having Frank and Estelle Costanza as his parents. So to break it down to those of you who may be new to Festivus, Festivus consists of very specific parts that comprise the entirety of the celebration. So we'll go through them one by one. Number 1, the Festivus pole. Skip the hassle of buying a real Christmas tree or assembling a cheap imitation. All you need is an aluminum pole, very lightweight with a high strength-to-weight ratio. Number 2, the Festivus dinner. Everyone is invited to Festivus dinner, and as the host, the most important thing is gathering those around you who you have to do, but comes third, the airing of grievances. Yes, this is where you get to tell everybody.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're gonna hear about it.
How they've disappointed you over the course of the past year. And there's always some of these. Number 4, Festivus miracles.
It's a Festivus miracle!
Like when somebody that you absolutely can't stand and have a huge problem with shows up by happenstance to Festivus dinner, that's your opportunity to tell them how much you dislike them and the way they are. And without number 5, Festivus can't properly reach its denouement, the feats of strength. Yes, the Festivus feats of strength consist of a physical challenge where the holiday cannot end until the host has been physically beaten.
Come on, be sensible.
Stop crying and fight your father.
It's worth noting that this is my absolute favorite episode of Seinfeld, and I watch it every Festivus, December 23rd, and on actual Christmas. And I wrote a 25-page psychology paper surrounding the fact that, based on the DSM-4, George Costanza exhibited signs of his avoidant personality disorder based on past traumas suffered as a result of his parents and the memories of Festivus past, but also showed he has narcissistic personality disorder as well. When he's gifted a $20,000 donation to the Human Fund, which is a made-up charity he concocts to alleviate himself from giving everyone in his office Christmas gifts, he remarks to Jerry he's considering taking the money and becoming a kick-ass philanthropist. He would have all this money, and people would come to him and beg, and then he would help them, and then he would make them pay. It's safe to say that George doesn't understand the basic concept of philanthropy. But with his upbringing and circle of friends who seemingly take pleasure in his suffering, you can't blame the guy for trying. Jerry and Elaine are merciless in deciphering the mystery of Festivus, based on the card that George receives from Frank, his father, and Kramer puts it all over the top with his assistance in reviving the forgotten Costanza tradition, going so far as to have Frank host the holiday again with an eclectic guest list that includes George's boss, Mr. Kruger, 2 guys who have an unhealthy attraction to Elaine based on her showing up in their meeting at the racetrack, Jerry, his two-faced girlfriend Gwen, Kramer, George, and of course, Estelle, and the host, Frank Costanza, who once again humiliates George as the end credits roll and George is forced to, quote, fight his father as Festivus cannot end until the chosen person pins the host in the feats of strength. That's a brief look at the holiday Festivus, a made-up holiday that tormented Daniel O'Keefe Jr. throughout his youth, and was brought to life by the fact that his younger brother mentioned it at a holiday event where other writers from Seinfeld overheard it. Now it has truly become a Festivus for the rest of us. That's it, folks. Are you celebrating Festivus? I will be, just so I can have another excuse to get extremely drunk and yell at my in-laws for no good reason during the holidays. If today's the day we've earned it, please do us a solid and hit the subscribe button. And if you're so inclined to do that, make sure you ring the bell for notifications so you know every time we publish a new video or go live for one of our 2 regularly scheduled live streams on Monday and Wednesday, 8:35 Eastern respectively. Make sure you bitch slap that like button and share the video. Because as creators, that really helps us combat the algorithms. And now it's your turn to let us know what you think by opining in the comments section below. You all know how the rest of the song goes from here, so sing along if you're feeling the spirit. I'm Etepo Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with my Etepians, all of yous. And if I don't see you, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow. And from the Book of Etepology, remember,
it's better to burn out than to fade away.
Boom!